Welcome to yet another session of Chai and Chat with our very own Kiran Shetty. Hello, Kiran.
Hi.
So, what are we going to talk about today?
So today we will talk about my journey on the Doong cave.
Okay.
It's one of the largest caves It's one of the largest caves, it is said. It's located in Vietnam. I really didn't know so much about it when I saw it. As always, it's not so much about what this is great for, what are the remarkable attributes of it. It's just the pictures. I just saw the pictures and there was something about it that I resonated to, and I said I want to do it. Didn't know it was going to be tough. Only realized that once I was on it's actually an expedition of sorts. So but once you're on it, you just push your parameters, you push your own barriers, and you see yourself better. And that's what happened with me. The entire landscape is so unbelievable. It is so unbelievable that for me it was like being in the womb of Mother Earth. So no matter at points where you feel so helpless and you feel like, oh my God, am I going to be able to do this? In the night when you reach your tent and you're sitting there and you're just looking out into the darkness, and in some places you can see the stars, in some places just the ravines and the heights of, you don't know how high the mountains are, and you're hearing the silence. All you know is you're in the womb of Mother Earth, and for that experience I would do it again.
Fantastic. So, tell me, how did you start the journey?
So
where is Doong situated, and how do people go about it?
So I just happened to, when I was googling maybe sacred journeys, I just happened to come across Doong in Vietnam, and then I read the story of that it was only discovered in 2009 or 10.
Wow.
By a British excavation team, Deb and Howard. They formed a company called Oxalis, and only Oxalis can take you through to the cave. But there's a story that really touched my heart, that there was this, he's like a shepherd, and he was just passing by and he saw clouds coming out of this hole in the mountains, and when he went close, he heard water sound. So he knew there was a river inside, but he lost his way, and then after some time he found his way again, and then he just kind of connected with this team, and then how he took them through there, and then they discovered the place to be able to then market it so that people like us can go in and enjoy and experience what's in there. So it is adventure, it has a spiritual touch to it, and it's your own inner journey, but it is amazing.
Yeah. So you said there's river inside.
There are rivers.
Tell us a little bit more. Tell me a little bit more about what is in there. I know I've seen some of the pictures and they're fantastic.
Yes.
They're absolutely unbelievable. You don't feel like it's a part of this earth. I have never seen anything like that before. But what was your experience like when you were there, and what are the things that you saw which you've never seen before?
You're like you have your mouth gaping wide throughout the journey, because it's nothing that you expect. Absolutely nothing. The landscape is like a sci-fi movie, and it keeps changing. So it changes from mountains to rivers to rainforests. You almost feel like a dinosaur is going to come through, from the corner from the corner of one of the areas in the cave, and some of it looks like the crater of the moon.
Wow.
You just can't express how unique that space is inside, and it's just like, if you can, you should experience it.
What's the level of fitness you would need for this?
I definitely moderate fitness to not very high levels, but moderate fitness of climbs. You need to be able to climb and balance, and Oxalis team is just amazing. The way they support you, the health and safety that they offer you during your journey. You feel very safe, but obviously it's your own fears that you will face if you're afraid of heights and darkness and stuff like that. But then, if you put that, it's so worth it, because I am the one who has fears, but I still do this so that I can overcome my fears, because it is so worth it. The beauty you see, what you feel in your heart and soul, is just something that you can't compare, I mean, to anything, you know, and it's really once in a lifetime journey. You live only once, you might as well do it.
You know, I was watching this documentary, and in that they were showing people were walking in the night, and you know, they had all these lights on their head, and there was river, and there was muck, and all of that. How much of that do you have to experience in this?
A lot,
this
because
trip?
you don't know what is it. It's not like a set itinerary. Like, you know, on day 2 you're going to go through muck, and on day 3 you're going to be able to do these heights, and in this you can't put that in a structured manner. So that's what adds to the flavor of it, the adventure flavor of it. You know, yes, if you're wanting 5-star comfort, it's not for you. But if you want to really put yourself out there and experience Mother Earth as she truly is, then that's for you. And yeah, there's muck. You have to just do, you know, wet wipes in the night because you don't have a bath, or you don't have a shower for 4 days, 4 nights. So you use a lot of wet wipes. But these are the kind of experiences that for me are the shifts, you know, when you can break your comfort zones, isn't it? And something, when you break your comfort zones, you see yourself in a much better light. You are in a much better light in your personal life. In you know, when you come back into the mainstream of life, you just are a different person, you know, a better one for that.
What was very unique about this this trip? Because it does sound very different. It doesn't sound like the usual mountain treks that we do, or the pilgrimages that we do. This one almost sounds like something that's not on this planet. It's really, even when I watch the documentary, even when I've seen all these pictures, it's very unique, it's very different. What stood out for you in this entire journey? Like, I know that it was very tough, it was very adventurous, but what was it that felt that, wow?
I think for me it was, even though I was with the group, but within the group, obviously people are traveling with companions, so they feel that they are still together, you know, they're traveling with their friends or their partners, whereas my partner ditched me after the first night. So the first night we tented, and then he just decided it's not for him. He wanted to go back. I had a choice of going back with him or continuing the journey on my own with the group, but on my own in a way, which I had never done. I always have had a friend to travel with on these treks. So it was a moment for me to make that choice, and it was hard for me. It was hard to decide, because it was easier to just go back. I was a little afraid, but then something in me just said I had to do it. And I think it was the fact that on many occasions I felt alone, you know, because you don't have always somebody walking with you every step of the way. But if you have your friend or your companion, they're kind of in the vicinity to give you a hand and stuff like that all the time. That wasn't there. So I faced being alone, and in that aloneness I found more time to be one with everything around me, because I was so mindful, I was so aware, with the silence, with the darkness, with the tears sometimes, because I was like stuck, you know, didn't know where to put my foot, and you know, it being slippery, or the heights. So I think for me, on an inner journey part of it, it was that sense of me just doing it on my own in a way, not from a space of ego, but just from a space of yeah, you can face your helplessness, you can face points where you feel so helpless and so alone, but you still do it. And that's the beauty of who you are, and through that you enjoy. So there were places where it was really tough, like you had to cross the river, you know, with the rope and stuff. So it looked quite scary, but when I was actually in there, I like really enjoyed doing it. So when I would see, like, I have to go down with this rope, I have to do you know, what they call it, like you have to just like spring down.
Okay.
And not so much rapsailing or something it's called, right? So it's not so much it's the fear of that height going down. When you're actually doing it, the fear somehow goes away and you enjoy it, or you enjoy it despite the fear. So it was all the awareness of all of that just made it so amazing for me. Yeah. And Oxalis was really wonderful.
Yeah, and I think it sounds super exciting. It sounds super interesting, and even the pictures. And we would highly recommend all of our, whoever is viewing this, whoever wants to watch this, to watch some documentaries on this place, and must go. Is there anything else that you would like to share with us about that trip? Anything that, what was your moment of truth? Let's end with that. What was your moment of truth?
It's the moment of truth for me was that one night when I was in, after all the mucky and all the dirt and the leech and all of that, it was just quite a few of the challenges. I was sitting in my tent and I was using all the wet wipes, and I think there were tears sometimes that just flow. Tears could be of this that sigh that you give, sigh of relief, but something beyond that sigh of relief that you touch, that you feel, that I felt. I'm just so protected. I'm in the womb of my Mother Earth, and I'm just so protected no matter what. And for me, that was my moment of truth. And I always carry that. It's just always there with me, no matter what.
Beautiful. So anybody else who wants to go, where can they find this information? Do you know the website of the place you booked it?
Yes, we've put the website on Skimming Pebbles, and the links are there. And if they have any questions, I'm happy to support.
Super. Thank you very much, Kiran Shetty.
Thank you.
Thanks.